Dear Sagittarius, there is someone quietly looking for you, not to love you, but to end you, and you won't believe who paid the price, just to ensure that the light inside you will never shine again. If you are a Sagittarius, a soul born to uncover truth, then this is not a coincidence, because light is always hunted. But this time, you are not alone. Archangel Michael has descended, not to stop the battle, but to hand you the sword of truth. And now, I will guide you into this mystery, layer by layer of the soul. Hold your heart firmly, because the next part will reveal why Sagittarius is always the target, and who dared to hire an assassin to trade for your divine fate. There's a truth no one tells you. The souls who carry the greatest light are also the ones most often marked. And if you are a Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, the planet of truth, freedom, and divine faith, then it is no surprise that you are a thorn in the eyes of those who thrive in lies. They didn't choose you because you are weak. They chose you precisely because you survived what was meant to destroy you. And that light within you is something darkness can never forgive. In astrology, Sagittarius is the 9th sign, the symbol of spiritual maturity, of a journey that leaves behind the old self to expand toward deeper truth. You are not just someone who believes. You are someone who spreads belief. You are not just someone who overcomes trials. You transform trials into sacred teachings. And that is what makes you dangerous, in the eyes of those who survive by control. Who is the assassin then? It isn't always a specific person. Sometimes it is a series of strange, relentless trials thrown your way. It is the quiet lies hidden behind the eyes of someone you once trusted. It is someone pulling strings behind the curtain, or it is the darker part of your own soul, now awakened by a force you can't name. In modern astrology, Pluto is moving through hidden angles, the 12th house, the 8th house, or the sign of Capricorn, opening up deadly karmic gateways for Sagittarius. And when your radiant light begins to shine, darkness looks for a way to silence you. The world does not fear the wicked. It fears those who know the truth. When you speak aloud, the thing that everyone knows but no one dares to say, you become a mirror that forces sleeping souls to wake, and they will not forgive you for that. I believe this. Being hated for telling the truth is far more noble than being loved for pretending. And that is how many Sagittarians are living today. They are not here to please. They are here to remain loyal to their soul. If you've often felt like you are going against the current, always misaligned with outdated expectations, it is not your fault. It's because you came ahead of your time. Sagittarius is known as the seeker of truth, a pioneer crossing unseen territories of belief, a bearer of knowledge to places where no light has ever reached. But you must know this: the first to bring the light is always the first to be condemned. Sometimes you are not attacked because you are wrong, but because you dared to be right while everyone else remains silent. Have you ever felt that just as peace begins to return to your life, another wave crashes in without warning? That just when you found a little faith, someone shows up to plant new doubt? You are not cursed, you are being tested, because you are about to be used to lead. The world today is starving for honest souls. And Sagittarius, despite your contradictions, despite your imperfections, you are still one of the strongest symbols of what it means to live truthfully. You don't need to hide your cracks, because it is through those very cracks that your light shines through. You don't need to avoid the storm, because you were not born to run. You were born to ride the winds, to draw your bow, and shoot straight into the heart of deception. If lately you felt something vibrating inside, a strange warning, a vague sensation, or the feeling that someone is watching you, don't ignore it. Right beneath this video, I choose the light, and no force can extinguish the mission I carry. Because what you write is not just a comment. It is a command sent to the universe. A declaration of war against darkness, a sacred vow between you and your soul. But if someone is secretly hunting you, then the one who stands to protect you must be more than human. Not a friend, not a stranger, but Archangel Michael, the warrior of God, the one intervening in the fate of Sagittarius, now that the darkness has gone too far. In the next part, I will reveal the signs that Archangel Michael is protecting you and why he does not intervene for everyone. But he is intervening for Sagittarius, right now. There are moments in life when you think you're about to break. No one stands with you. No one understands the silent pain you carry. And then something strange happens. Not a glorious miracle. No thunder splitting the sky, no angelic chorus. Just a stillness. A deep, holy silence falls. A presence wraps around you, like arms you cannot see, but can feel. In Western theology, Michael is not just an angel, he is an archangel. And he only draws his sword when the darkness crosses a sacred line. He does not act for trivial matters. He does not appear to comfort. He moves when your soul is in deep spiritual danger, when fear begins to take over your mind, when you are just about ready to give up on everything. That is when Michael appears. And not to fight for you, but to hand you the strength to fight for yourself. Not everyone notices, but if you quiet your heart, you will feel something different. Maybe you just had a dream with a sword, a burst of light, or a majestic figure wrapped in fierce compassion. Maybe you just ended a relationship you once believed was destined. Maybe you suddenly stopped mid-journey, even though you were once so certain. Sometimes you don't know why you left. You just know there was a call inside your chest that forced you to change. Leave now. Don't trust that person anymore. Stop. Pray. These aren't words, they are vibrations deep within the soul. A kind of knowing only those who've stood at the edge can ever recognize. Angels don't always save us from loss. They simply ensure that we don't lose our soul in the middle of that pain. Sometimes a closed door is not the end, but the sacred gate Michael pushes you through before the storm can reach you. Sometimes someone's departure is not betrayal, but divine intervention. Because if they had stayed, they would have hurt you far more than you imagined. Not everyone you love is meant to walk with you to the end. If you are Sagittarius, remember this. Your mission is far too great to be destroyed by a single mistake in love. You shine too brightly to be dimmed by small lies. You are too sacred to lose your direction over a temporary storm. If lately something in your life has shifted, an invisible sense of protection, a sudden door opening, a fast decision that somehow brought peace, trust it. It's not a coincidence. It is a sign that Michael is moving in your life. Right below this video, I know Archangel Michael is protecting me. This is more than a comment. It is a sacred agreement between your soul and the realms of light. It is a signal that you are ready to walk forward, carried by divine protection. It's not that you're stronger than others, it's that you are being protected by a force they cannot see. That is why you are still standing. That is why, despite betrayal, heartbreak, and loss, your soul has not shattered. Michael didn't stop the pain. He carried you through it. And you know something? Not everyone receives Michael's protection. Only the souls whose light is strong enough and whose purpose is under deep spiritual threat will move him to draw his sword. But sometimes, the place where darkness hides is not far from you. It is close. Very close. Sometimes, it is hidden within the very relationships you thought were sacred. So who is it that truly wants to extinguish your light? Because if Michael has had to step in, then something or someone has gone too far. Who triggered this soul battle? Who paid the price to put a target on your back? Who is silently controlling your circumstances, but hiding their face as if they were never there at all? In the next part, I will reveal truths no one wants you to know. The trusted but untrustworthy, the familiar but unloving, and how those closest to you became the chain that darkness used to reach you. Prepare yourself, because what you are about to hear may change the way you see those around you forever. There's a truth that's hard to say. The people who hurt you the most aren't your enemies. They are the ones who once held your hand through the storm. Familiar faces, but with poisonous hearts. Maybe you once helped them. When they collapsed, you reached out. When they had no one, you stayed. And yet, you were the first one they chose to abandon. The first name they placed on the table. When someone asked, "I need that light silenced, do you know how?" They didn't need a knife. They used their words. They didn't need to kill you. They just needed to make you doubt yourself. And sometimes, it's someone in your own family. Someone who always wanted you to walk the path they chose. Someone who says they worry for you. But in truth, they fear the kind of success they can't control. You should stay in your place. God didn't call you to go that far. You're straying too far from tradition. No, you're not lost. You're just breaking out of the cage they got comfortable living in. And then, there is someone even more familiar, living inside you, an older version of you, trained to live in fear, taught to ask for permission to be true. That version doesn't want change. It doesn't want the light, because that light means it must die. Have you ever asked who you are really fighting? And the answer is yourself. In both personal and cosmic astrology, certain transits are opening intense confrontations. For Sagittarius right now, Mercury retrograde, stirring up emotional confusion, making you doubt the love you once trusted. Pluto, the death and rebirth cycle, forcing you to see who is real and who never was. 12th house energy, the shadows of the soul, the hidden enemies, where spiritual manipulation begins to surface. Under divine light. When Pluto moves, nothing false can survive much longer. You were not born to hold on to everyone in your life. You were born to become who you were meant to be. And sometimes, that path requires you to say goodbye to those you once called everything. Betrayal is not always the end. Sometimes, it's the beginning of telling the truth to yourself. Have you ever felt that someone in your own family doesn't truly want you to be happy? They might still say they love you, but love only has value when it doesn't try to clip your wings. And if you feel that truth stirring inside, you are not alone. Thousands of Sagittarians are going through the same call, the same separation, the same soul awakening. If you're standing between belief and doubt, between holding on or letting go, then right below this video, I choose to stay loyal to my soul, even if others walk away. Because when you choose truth, heaven begins to move. And you will see, you didn't lose them. It's just that the light in you could no longer coexist with their darkness. And then, when all the masks fall away, when you see clearly who truly loves you and who only pretended to, you will stop being afraid. Because you'll know you are not alone. When the angel intervenes and truth is revealed, a sacred gift begins to awaken within you. In the next part, I will take you deep into that mystery, what awaits you after you survive the plot against you, and what divine ability is rising now that you are no longer the person you used to be. No one walks this life without being wounded, and no one moves through a true spiritual journey without ever being betrayed. But there are souls who were not born to seek revenge, but to transform. And if you are a Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, the planet of faith and expansion, then you are one of the few chosen to remain standing without needing to shout. You have walked through pain, through deception, and perhaps the very person you trusted most was the one who pushed you to the bottom. But still, you did not become cruel. You did not turn bitter. You did not plan revenge. You chose to learn instead of strike back. You chose to open your heart instead of build walls. Because deep down, you know, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Others need weapons to defend themselves. You only need knowledge. Others need revenge to feel justice. You only need truth to feel at peace. You are not here to win or lose. You are here to see deeper, to see farther, to offer the world a different way of seeing. You don't need to claim victory, because your existence itself is already a triumph. You don't need to shout that you're strong. Just by standing back up, the world will listen. People may not understand you now, just as they never understood why the one who forgives is the strongest of all. But real light doesn't need to explain itself. It only needs to show up, and all darkness begins to retreat. Maybe you're tired, maybe you've tried so hard, and still they misunderstood you. But don't forget, every warrior of light has been stoned before, in a chaotic world where everyone wants to be better than someone else. Sagittarius is the one who still holds on to faith, that good things still exist. You're not foolish for forgiving. You're noble because you never let pain define you. You're not weak for feeling. You're courageous because you chose love even when you had every right to hate. No one knows how many nights you cried to earn the peace you have today. And no one needs to know, because real peace is knowing you never lost your heart in the darkest battles. If these words speak to something deep in you, comment below this video. I choose to hold my light, no matter what this world becomes. This comment is not just a statement, it is a soul declaration. It is how you tell the universe, I'm not here for revenge. I'm here to live in truth and bring truth to places that forgot the light. And the moment you choose to forgive, the moment you stand tall without striking back, something awakens inside of you. A gift, one that can't be learned, one that can't be trained, only received by those who have passed through darkness with their compassion still intact. In the next part, I will take you to that sacred space, the blessing that comes after the heartbreak, and the divine ability meant only for those who have known deep pain. Not everyone who survives emerges whole, but some souls don't just survive betrayal, they rise with a completely new light. If you are a Sagittarius, and you have walked through betrayal, loss, manipulation, and traps, and still kept your faith, then you have passed heaven's test, and the reward will not come from men. It comes from the divine. At first, you will lose. Lose the relationships you thought would last forever. Lose trust in the people you gave your whole heart to. But then, you will see, you were not abandoned. You were separated to be protected. You will know who stands with you because of love, and who stands beside you because of advantage. You will see which embrace is real, and which is only a mask for control. You do not walk out empty-handed. You walk out carrying a sacred gift, one granted when Archangel Michael draws his sword to shield you. Maybe it's the gift of healing through your presence, when simply sitting beside someone makes their pain begin to melt. Maybe it's a spiritual sight, allowing you to see truth even when others try to hide it. You're no longer easy to deceive because the light in you now sees to the soul's very roots. Or maybe it's the fire of inspiration, to write, to speak, to move others, not for glory but for a higher mission, to awaken sleeping souls. You are not the same hurt person you used to be. You are the reborn version, born from cracks no one ever saw. They thought you had weakened, but in truth, you've quietly become something they never expected. This world desperately needs people who don't become bitter after being broken, people who choose to forgive, but never allow themselves to be harmed again. And Sagittarius, you are the living proof. You don't need to scream that you made it. Just keep loving, keep believing, keep your heart open, and even heaven itself will bow to your strength. If you feel something stirring in you, a power you never knew you had, a light you didn't expect, comment below, I'm ready to receive the soul gift God prepared for me. That sentence is the key to awaken the miracle still sleeping within you. And in the next video, I won't just talk about astrology. I will help you unlock that gift. A talent from heaven, only released when you've passed your soul's greatest test. The courage to live honestly, to love again, to believe, even after you've been broken. If you're still here, it's not by chance. Something in you has already awakened. Maybe an old memory, a pain you thought you forgot, or just one sentence that stopped your breath. But if you've stayed until now, it means something, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Thank you for not leaving, for opening your heart, for allowing yourself to believe that you deserve protection, healing, and a full life. It's easy to become hardened after pain, but you chose to remain soft, and that is the greatest strength. The world needs you, not a perfect plastic version of strength, but you, with all you've survived, with all the truth you carry, with all the light you're finally letting shine. If you've made it to this point, do one thing as a soul agreement with yourself. Comment below, I survived, I was chosen, and I am ready for my next mission. Don't just watch and leave. Your comment is a prayer, a sacred contract you send into the universe. If this touched you, share this video with someone who needs light. Leave a like, not for me, but for your journey. Because when light is shared, its power multiplies in ways you never imagined. And in the next video, I won't just speak about the stars. I will reveal the divine talent sleeping inside you. A gift from heaven, only given when you've walked through the soul's final fire. Don't miss it. And if you need a sign, look into your own eyes in the mirror. You'll see they are no longer the eyes of someone who barely made it. They are the eyes of a soul who has been chosen. Thank you, Sagittarius, bearer of light. You are the hope in a world that's forgotten who it is. And before you go, please remember, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not meaningless. You are the light, and you have returned. I am the light, I have returned.